Are we live now? Yeah. How's it going out there? How's it going out there? We're back again. My name is Agabar the Comic with Comic Conversation. Me and my boy Thomas Siska. And before we go into the topic of what we're going to be discussing tonight, I'm going to go ahead and let Thomas, give a shout out to the audience.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. I just got back in town from doing a show in Texas City and close to Galveston, and me and a couple of comics from here in town went out and did a show in the sticks. It was quite the experience. I'm sure we'll have a lot of new material from it. There was inbreds out there. It was real, and I'm happy to be back.
Yeah. So you guys actually did a showcase out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fun. It's a good time. We had stayed in the Airbnb and just got back into town a couple hours ago.
Okay. Now, guys, this is a very great topic. This is actually episode 2. The fallen angels and the Nephilims are your globalists. And I just like going into like topics like this because this is what I'm about. You know what I'm saying? And first of all, I'd like to just say thank you, Thomas, for letting me be myself.
Of course.
Letting me bring out this information.
Yeah,
that
I love to talk about this stuff.
Yeah,
with everybody.
These are the kind of topics that, I've been sitting on, but I always wanted to go into. And guys, let me tell you something. We're going to be doing at least, I'd say, 14 episodes on this topic because this topic is needed for a time like today, because a lot of people don't know that the things that's going on in the world, that there is a group of actually fallen angels. And if I knew the number right, and I'm gonna show you that according to the material that we are using today, that there was 200 angels that were kicked out of the heavenly realm, and they came down on earth, and they destroyed the humans and the people that were alive during Noah's days. Now, we're not part of any kind of religion. We're just bringing this stuff out and letting you know what these angels are doing today. If you look on YouTube, if you look on different other different sites, you will see people teaching about the fallen angels and the Nephilims. So we briefly went over it last week, and this is episode 2, and we're going to go into more depth. And the material, the books that I have with me today, we're going to be going into the book of Enoch. This is a very known book. A lot of scholars read out of this book. It's a very profound book. And the author of this book is by R.H. Charles. The translator,
yeah.
R.H. Charles. Yeah.
So it's originally part of the Hebrew Bible, the Torah. Mm-hmm. It's not in the King James version of the Bible, but
I believe I think it was in 1926, the Romans actually took out the Apocrypha out of the Bible, and these was one of those books. And I think I mentioned that last week.
Yeah. And
the reason why they took out, we don't even have a complete King James Bible. You don't have a complete Bible unless you have, the Apocrypha books that was once in the King James Bible, and these books were taken out around 1926. So what I'm saying is that the book of Enoch goes into detail, very good detail, what the angels were doing during Noah's days. It goes into detail of some of the things that they taught mankind. It goes into detail of how they actually were called the Watchers, and how they actually had a position in heaven, and they was not supposed to come down and taint the earth with their knowledge. So these fallen angels are the ones that's destroying the whole earth. So don't have nothing to do with politics, nothing to do with who, of things that's going on. You have these angels on this earth today, not the former angels that fell, not the 200 that fell and hovered over Mount Hermon. That's the mountain that they fell from heaven and they came down and hovered over Mount Hermon. And but it's their children. See? So the initial first set of angels that came down from heaven, they slept with God's creation and bear forth giants, Nephilims, which you would call them today. These children are the ones that roam the earth, but not their fathers, not the original angels. Do you get what I'm saying? When they went into the women, they had children, and their children are able to roam the earth, but not them because they were original. They got a higher, judgment. They can't roam, but they had children, and their children can roam the earth because they're half human, half celestial, half angel.
Yeah, they don't get to go back up into the
They don't have
sky.
Their fathers are bound, are kept in a holding tank until till judgment hits the whole earth. But their children are the ones that's causing terror in the earth.
Okay.
Spirits, they're like demons.
Yeah.
They're children, so they get to roam because it's free game, for them.
Right.
And one thing about like God or whatever religion you believe in, He doesn't go back on His word. You know what I'm saying? Like Satan had all this power. He didn't take it away. Satan still has power. He's roaming the earth until it's finished. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, we're going to be going into the book of Enoch, and we're also going to be going into this book, which is the Illuminati, the secret society that hijacked the world. And that's exactly what we was talking about last week, Thomas, by Jim Marles and Nick Marles. Marles, that's it, right?
Jim Marles, yeah.
Jim Marles, yeah. And this guy, Jim Marles, is actually, he's an Austinite. He's from Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah. See
He wrote a lot of books, conspiracy books about JFK when.
For real? You know about this guy?
Yeah, he passed away a couple of years ago. He's got
a
lot of great books.
Okay. Really
Good source for information.
Yeah. These what we're bringing out today are not, they're not our words, me and Thomas' word. We have these books that we're just sharing with you guys, the information that we came across. And one thing about Jim Marles is that he left us a map how to tear down the powers that's in this earth. You know what I'm saying? And with other books, we're just filtering his book with like the King James Bible and like the book of Enoch. So we're going to prove to you what he was talking about, Jim Marles, that the same thing he was talking about, the fallen angels that are controlling the world, which are the fallen angels, are under a different title. They're not Nephilims now. They're your Illuminati. All right? They're your Freemasons. You know what I'm saying? That's the name that they're under now. Okay? So these are our reference books that we're going into. And we're only going to go into it a little bit because, like I said, there's going to be more episodes of this teaching. But so I want to just read out of the Illuminati, the secret society that hijacked the world. And you can elaborate and cut me off at any time, Thomas. But there was a part that a bullet point that I just want to go over about the Illuminati. So here we go. We are going into our topic, our podcast, dealing with the fallen angels and the Nephilims, that they are your globalists / they're the Illuminati. So that's what we're about to go into. All right. So I'm reading out of the Illuminati, the secret society that hijacked the world. But let me just ask you a question. What did that sound to you when they hijacked the world? What comes to your mind, Thomas, before we even go into this book? But what comes in when Jim Marrs saying that they hijacked the world?
They take control of everything. Every part of life that, you think you have a say in something, or you have an option that's not already, somebody has a hand in it.
Yeah.
They have like a whole system that they've laid out where they filter through everything and control everything. Just hijacking the world. They're taking control of the whole world and to every aspect of your life.
Okay, that's good. So let me go ahead and read, and anytime you can elaborate. It says, the Illuminati began as a secret society under the direction of Jesuit priests. Later, a council of 5 men, one for each of the points on the pentagram, formed what was called the Ancient and Illuminated Series of Bavaria. They were high-order Luciferian Freemasons.
Yeah.
So these were Jesuits,
Freemasons,
and the Freemasons. These were, this is the group. Remember, I told you the fallen angels hide under different names now. They're not going to come out and tell you we are the fallen angels, but we're going to expose these angels through these books, because this guy is giving us a tip of what's going on in the world. He even got like Bible scriptures in here that he's letting you know. You know what I'm saying? So it says that they were high order Luciferian Freemasons, thoroughly immersed in mysticism and Eastern mental disciplines, seeking to develop the superpowers of the mind. Their alleged plan and purpose is world domination.
Yeah.
Okay. So their plan is world domination. Excuse me. And they want to control the world.
And they're Luciferian, which is satanic. Lucifer.
Yeah. You want to elaborate more on that? Yeah.
Yeah. That their belief in Lucifer, it's empowering to them to think of themselves as gods. They're the fallen angels. They are the ones that they think are elite above the population. They get to decide we're not worthy. They're gods. They think of themselves as gods. That's what Luciferian is.
Okay. Now this is a key quote from Jim Morrow's book that I'm about to read out. It said their alleged plan and purpose is world domination for their Lord. It says for their Lord, which is the fallen Lucifer.
Yeah.
See that? Their Lord.
Yeah.
So the Freemasons, the Luciferian, all these guys in these groups, they have a Lord, which is the fallen Lucifer.
Yeah.
And they say fallen for a reason. He fell. And that's their Lord. So, you know what I'm saying? People are doing rituals. People are honoring Satan today to dominate the whole world with a system.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you that system is the new world order.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One religion, one faith, get everybody on one accord. And actually, you will find out as we go farther that actually the fallen angels that are on this earth, they want to do the same thing that they did in Noah's days, which is destroy mankind.
Yeah.
Depopulation, with cancer, with diseases. So all we do is
replace us with robots.
Yeah, like that. I think you put up a picture today about those.
Those
cyber. Or
I have a couple jokes about the AI sex robots, and these things they've been working on them for so long that when they finally release all of them to the public, they're going to be equipped with the intelligence almost of a human, to where they can have their own thoughts. They can see you, they can feel, touch.
Yeah.
And, they can go rogue and kill somebody. Somebody can hack into the robot. And these are things that are replacing people in relationships. Like you don't need a woman anymore, you have a robot. Well, eventually they're not going to need us anymore. They'll replace us all with robots like that.
And that's so profound what you just said, Thomas, is because the main thing that I'm trying to bring out is that they're not for us.
Yeah.
This system in this world is not for us.
Right.
It's like Jim Morris said, that the world has been hijacked.
Yeah.
And he exposed it, and we're exposing the fallen angels.
Yeah.
Okay. And their Lord is who?
Lucifer.
Lucifer. Yeah. All right. So it says the Illuminati are alleged to be the primary motivational forces forcing the global governance, a one world religion, and centralized control of the world's economic system. You want to elaborate on that, Thomas?
Yeah, I think that
it's a one world religion, and they want to hijack the economic system.
Yes.
So this is their whole plan.
So they don't want the economy to have a free market. Like we don't even have a true system of capitalism here, but they don't want us to be able to have and regulate ourselves with our own business. They want to have control over everything, and to where when this finally comes out and the system comes into place, really the only thing that's stopping it is the technology that they have. The way that they do it is they won't have to have money anymore. We'll be all scanned because we'll have some type of, whether, like I said before in the prior episode, it's facial recognition. All they have to do, like the iPhone X or whatever, scan your face, and now you can open your phone. It's great. Oh, it's so easy now. I just look at my face.
Yeah.
Well, that's all they're gonna need. All they have to do is they'll have the system hooked up onto everything,
wow.
to where the camera just has the image of you, and that's all they need to take for your payment, for your currency.
Yeah.
You pay with your face.
You pay with your face.
Yes.
And remember this. Now, can you elaborate more on this when it says one religion?
Yeah.
It says that one world religion. What's up with that? One world religion.
So the religion that
they want to take the Buddhists. It's something like, I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
But it's something like, so you got Christianity, Islam, Buddhists, and now when you go to Christianity, it ain't even Christianity no more. It's what? Non-denomination.
Yes. So I think that they're going to try to pull the wool over our eyes by, like, for example, the Pope right now. I was born Catholic, but I don't follow Catholicism. I have a lot of problems with it. I see a lot of corruption in it, but basically through the Pope, when he says things like, "Oh, he says things like, "Oh, well, Al Qaeda is like Jesus."
Yeah.
He says crazy stuff like that. Well, this is because they're starting to show they want to move all the religions together now.
Yeah.
He wants Islam and Catholicism to merge and everything, because now none of the prior stuff matter. They're introducing this new way of thinking by combining these religions, and it's all going to be about the world. This is worldly. We have to be kind to one another. They're going to tell you all these great things. We have to treat humans like humans, and we're all together in this now. It's not just one country. So they say, okay, so we're not just one country. We're a global community. Mm-hmm. We all believe in one thing, and that's that we're all supposed to be together.
Together.
Right.
Exactly.
And that's what they're going to try to fool us into thinking.
And we talked about their father earlier. So when they get this one religion, who are we really going to be? Who is the system wants you to worship? Lucifer. It's going to be Luciferian.
And it's going to be
fallen Lucifer.
And it's going to be, from what I understand, like I said, it's going to go back to the technology. They'll have some type of thing to where the way you'll worship is actually technologically advanced, to where they'll tell you, like, oh, this is your way of enlightening now.
Yeah.
If you want to feel connected with God, we have the technology to do that.
Yes.
We'll plug you right in.
Yes. So let me keep reading. So you hit it right on. So with the one religion, you're going to be worshiping somebody.
Right.
And he read it earlier. Their Lord, fallen Lucifer. Remember, Satan was on the right hand of God. He always wanted to be like God. So he's still trying to be God. Remember, he came down and he deceived the whole world through religion, through doctrine, through different types of organizations. And we're going to name out some of those organizations. So he said, and centralized control of the world's economic system. Organizations such as the United Nations.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Exactly what I was talking about, right? Making everybody around the globe united, saying, hey, we're all on this together. That's how they something that's supposed to sound good, they disguise it as peace, and that's kind of what the Bible always said. It's like, false prophets.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're trying to unite everybody, you're not God.
And and with the United Nations, once the United Nations actually are already on American soil, but these are going to be your ones that's bringing this new one world order.
Right.
To worship the fallen angel, which is Lucifer, because it's all nations put together. Remember, everybody needs to be on one accord. So you're going to have all these armies from all over the world on American soil, and these are going to be the ones. It's not going to be your regular military that enforce the new one world order with this new one religion. It's going to be United Nations. People you can't even relate to. They're going to be speaking another language, knocking on your door whenever this thing hit, when the economic system collapsed, or we're in like Katrina all around the world. Yeah. These are going to be this is going to be your military rounding you up. The United Nations, not your regular military.
Yeah.
Your regular military might be off in a war fighting like Iran.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like what you said about before in the previous episode about the Tower of Babel. Well, that's pretty much what these systems are, United Nations and these other. It's a modern day Tower of Babel where they're trying to put everybody back, all the people together again on one ship.
One ship.
And
worshiping the fallen one.
Yeah.
Lucifer. So it says you're going to have the International Criminal Court, or it's going to have United Nations, the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, and the International Criminal Court. They're going to be controlling the criminal court. Well, they already control the criminal court. Are seen as technicals of the Illuminati. The Illuminati are a driving force behind the brainwashing of the mindless masses. So it said the Illuminati is behind the brainwashing of the mindless masses. They're behind the brainwashing.
Yeah, programming.
Yeah, programming. Thanks for bringing it out. Yeah, the Illuminati. And he's telling you, this is Jim Mars talking about what we were talking about last week. He's on our level.
Right.
And we're just continuing what he left us to grab a bite and to share it. This information is the best information for this time, because we're living in the time where we need some kind of guidance of what's going on, because people know that the earth is changing. It's changing. Presidents are changing. The whole world is at an uproar. It's bubbling. And so they need people like me and you to say, hey, let's expose the hand behind the puppet, which is the fallen angels. That's why we're going into this episode, exposing who's controlling the world, who has hijacked the world, the fallen angels and their children, which are the Nephilims, the giants. Okay, it says that, okay, and here's another part. Blatant mind control, manipulation of beliefs. See that? Manipulation of beliefs. The Illuminati is dealing with that. Scientifically dumbing down of society. Chemical poisoning of food. I know you know about that. What is that? We're not getting real food, Thomas? These guys control. So we're reading out some of the things that they're controlling on this earth. So they're even dealing with food. They've hijacked our food. We're not eating real food.
So, I mean, through non-GMOs or chemicals, antibiotics, just anything that slowly just destroys your body that they put in the food. To where, I mean, people are 3D printing food now. I mean, they've got their hand in food so much that if you're not growing your own food or really know where you're getting it from, it's got all types of toxins in it. So if you don't feel the pain right away, if you eat that long enough, it will kill you.
So what I'm saying is that your food, some of the food out there is not real food. That's why they have stores like Whole Foods, Sprouts, where you know you're getting real food. But one thing, I don't think Texas have that problem, because HEB has a lot of good food. But I was really into, the type of food that I eat when I was in San Diego, California. Now, there was tons of stores. Like, for instance, some example of stores that don't sell real food. You heard of Piggly Wigglies?
Yes.
That's like in the Midwest. Piggly
Yeah,
Wigglies.
They got those in Louisiana.
Dude, that's not real food, Thomas. You ever going to Piggly Wigglies?
Yeah, I've been there.
Come on now. That's not real food, dude. That's poor food when you don't have no money. And what's another store? That's like Piggly Wigglies. You don't know another.
I mean, we used to have like discount grocery stores up in Pennsylvania and Philadelphia. They had one called Pathmark. I mean,
yeah, or you get like you go in there and you buy like your meat, the ground beef, the chicken. That's not real.
Yeah,
food.
I mean, especially when they'll have things that says
boxes.
like they'll have something like that says U.S. grade.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh yeah, it's U.S. beef, but it's actually imported from like China, or it's imported from something, and they just named the company U.S. beef or something, and it's not actually.
So
it's not the beef isn't from here. It was raised in China, and whatever regulations they did there is checked when it comes in. Well, but we don't really know, if it's we really don't know what people do when it's imported into our country.
Okay, I'm just saying, Piggly Wigglies, other stores. So have you ever been? I've been in a Piggly Wiggly and bought hot dogs, and I looked at the ingredients. Man, it had a little bit of everything in there, and it was only like 50 cents.
Yeah, lots of preservatives and stuff.
It was only like 50 cents for a pack of hot dogs, and I'm like, what kind of meat is this?
Yeah, you could leave that out. You could leave that hot dog in the middle of the street. Like on a shelf or something for like a year, and it wouldn't age at all. You can still eat it,
so
it won't go bad.
What I'm saying is that what the Illuminati does, which are the fallen angels, they have already did it. They've already mastered this. They are controlling us even by food, where we're not able to tap in to the to our energy, the air. You know what I'm saying? The luminaries, so we can get our energy. So if they're giving us all this fake food that's got all these chemicals in it, we're not able to think properly.
Right. Fluoride in the water.
Everything. So we're not functioning right.
Yes. So it keeps our
human. It keeps us dissect.
They want down. We are like our brains are kind of like and they have antennas basically.
Yes, they do.
Where you pick up signals. Mm-hmm. Well, they're trying to tune our frequencies down very low, so it's hard for us to pick up on things. And that happens through the way that happens through what we eat and through
everything.
The things that they put in their body, and actually, the stuff that you put in there, it will affect you mentally.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing. They're controlling us.
Right.
They don't want. That's why I said we're out of the box comics. Because in the box, we're not following like what all the other roaches are doing. We're able to step back and say, hey, we see what's going on.
Right.
So when I'm saying they dumb us down with our foods, our intake, with the media, with religion.
Yeah.
Because we're very gifted humans. So remember, these are the fallen angels with high tech, high knowledge. And we're going to go into the angels, what they taught humankind. People think that humans created everything or made makeup. The angels even showed the humans, the women, how to do eyeliner and makeup, down to little stuff like that. The fallen angels showed man how to make the art from metal. They showed man how to make their first sword, guns, and they would say it came from this great inventor. When no, it was an angel that showed them that during the fallen angel days.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And they're still here today. Invent all this stuff. Like all this stuff come from the fallen angels. Every high technology, even like the cars, the Tesla, the Tesla cars. You say they have to put on that helmet.
Oh, the Neuralink.
The Neuralink. All that stuff is coming from a higher being with greater knowledge than mankind. We're going to expose who they are. They're your fallen angels.
And I wanted to, since we were talking about food, I wanted to go ahead and share with everybody a clip from the movie The Matrix. Let's see here. So this was a scene from The Matrix.
There you go.
We have a deal.
There's that meat.
You know,
I know this steak doesn't exist.
Yeah, I like it. I didn't get that when he did that
The
part.
Matrix is telling my brain that it is juicy and delicious.
The Matrix, the
Tonight.
Illuminati is telling his
You
brain.
know what it is? Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
Then we have a deal.
I don't remember nothing. Nothing. You understand?
Everybody want to bite that steak. They don't even remember anything.
Yeah.
Just give me the Matrix.
Yeah.
Important.
Don't unzap me. We're unzapped, Thomas.
Yeah.
We're unzapped.
Whatever you want. Mr. Regan.
Okay. I get my body back to the power plant. Reinsert me into the Matrix. I'll get you what you want.
Access codes to the Zion U-Train.
No, I told you I don't know them. I can get you the manuals.
Morpheus.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was
So-
great.
So yeah, so that is a clip from the movie The Matrix, which definitely has a lot of metaphors and different things in the movie that has a lot to do with what the Illuminati and the system is that they talk.
But they described Illuminati as the Matrix.
Yes, because that's basically what the Illuminati does is they create a system. The Matrix is the technology. It's the humans that are they're batteries to fuel the machine.
Yes.
So that's what that's also just a metaphor for what human beings are. You know, we're all working here, and you know, we have to go through their system to do it.
So it says brainwashing of the mindless masses, blatant mind control, manipulation of beliefs, scientifically dumbing down of society, chemical poisoning of food, water, and air, globally known cancers like alumni, salts, chemtrails, aspartame, sodium, fluoride, and on and on. So I wanted you to elaborate on these chemtrails.
Yeah.
Come on now. I know about chemtrails.
Yeah. So they have a
They're out
They're-
spraying.
they're
They're spraying to dumb us down. I don't mean to cut you off, but when they spray, you can show it, these chemtrails, it comes down and it dumbs down our mind. They're controlling everything.
So what they call it now is they have another word for it, but they do this legally. They spray these chemicals, and they basically say that
Chemicals, and that's what we just read.
what they're saying is they're trying to help with global warming. That's what they disguise it as.
Wow.
So they spray these molecules in the air,
Mhm.
and what's actually in that is like aluminum, barium, all this stuff, and it's eventually rains down on us.
Mhm.
We breathe it in our lungs, and it's not good for us. I mean, people wonder why all the cancer rates are up and all this stuff like this. It's like
And
we're
see,
surrounded by poison all the time.
and let me just say, so even the rich class folks that are raising their kids in these high colleges and high schools and elementary schools, they're actually raising them up for the Matrix, for this new system. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Trying to see here.
And I'm gonna keep on reading. So it says, they have complete control over all the mainstream media. So they have control over our TV, whatever we see on the TV.
Yep,
They're
it's
controlling it.
fake news.
Yeah, fake news.
Yeah.
That's why I used to watch like Russia Today, because that was like
Yeah,
one of the real.
they-
That was a real. They bring out real
that's
news.
that they're like.
I like Russia Today.
It's crazy how they're more independent
Independent.
than our own media, which we're supposed to be.
And see,
And
it's only happening here in this country where the Matrix is at. you know what I'm saying, where they're controlling them, trying to form this new one world order. This is not happening in other places just yet.
I'd say Europe, the system is very strong. Like,
You're right. Yes. I'm sorry.
The European
Yeah.
Union, and that's why Britain had Brexit, and they got out. That was their attempt. Like, all right, let's get us all together. Next they would maybe want, the United States, Mexico, and Canada to all become something, and then it grows bigger, and then we all just become under one system.
And it says complete control. The Illuminati has complete control over all the mainstream media of the modern world, all the information, all the food, all the money, most of the world's military forces. The Illuminati's power vehicles are the big banks and the manipulation of all the money and the wealth of the planet. That's big, Thomas. They control everything. It says
their plans have been in work for
years,
thousands of years.
Well, since the fall, since the angels fell from the sky. And so now we're gonna go into the book of Enoch and show you what the angels were doing to the humans and what their purpose was and what they taught the humans. We're going to go into that and prove to you that they're doing all kind of evil things to us humans, and we think it's good, but it's really bad. These fallen beings, these fallen angels, do not like humans. You feel me?
Right.
Okay. So we're going to close that, and we'll go back into this book next week in our episode 3. All right.
So
go ahead. You want to share something?
Well, there is documents of if we're talking about chemtrails that actually is in this. It's HR 2977, the 107th Congress, first session.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and try to pull this document up for everybody.
Okay.
Just to kind of scan
chemtrails.
Through it real quick.
And make sure after that you get
So in this, they're talking about the president, United States. They prohibit basing weapons in space and require the president to take action to adopt and implement a world treaty banning space-based weapons.
Yeah, I like that.
And this act was called the Space Preservation Act of 2001.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a permanent ban of basing of weapons in space. So it's funny that they can sign a treaty to ban weapons in space, but they can't ban nuclear bombs here on Earth.
Yeah, right.
But let's ban them in space.
Yeah. And remember
we
last
can
week,
all agree on that.
Remember I said last week they got weapons in space that will zap us out? That's what I was talking about. They got the Illuminati, which is the fallen angels, has so much technology that we're not even ready. But we are ready because we are exposing them and letting them know that we know their plan. And if we don't speak up, guys, we're going to be destroyed as humans because we're fighting against a force that's not human. These are your fallen angels that are down here controlling the world with their agenda, with their technology, with their knowledge. And they do not like humans.
So right here, they have it in there. They're talking about all the weapons. Chemtrails.
High altitude, ultra low frequency.
So
weapon systems.
So that's an exotic weapon system.
Mm-hmm.
And they're using
the chemtrails.
The chemtrails that they're using,
system.
They ban them in space.
Yeah.
They're saying they have them, but they use them here on Earth.
On Earth.
They're telling you in here, this is one of our weapons that we have that we're agreeing that we won't use in space.
Mm-hmm.
So
let me go in here and let's expose these fallen angels. We're in the book of Enoch, and we're going into this book because it tells you what the fallen angels did to humans back in Noah's days, and they're doing the same thing in our days, in our time today. Okay, so this is the book of Enoch, and anytime, Thomas, I want you to post that one picture of guy hovering over.
Yeah, you want me to pull that up now?
Yeah, pull that
Let's
up
do
because I'm
that.
about to read that. So this is the book of Enoch. This is not my words. This is the book of Enoch. Okay. It says, and these are just bullet points that I want to discuss, and you can elaborate on that. So we're about to expose the fallen angels. We told you about the Illuminati and what they represent and who they worship, which is Lucifer, the fallen one. Okay, but when Lucifer fell, he brought a whole gang. He brought around 200 angels with him. Okay, and even your media, because remember, Jim Morris said they control your media. So right here is the fallen angels falling from the sky, hovering over Mount Hermon, and we're going to read that out of the book of Enoch. Pause that and let's read it out of the book of Enoch of what we just saw. Because remember, they control your media. They control everything. So they're really putting themselves out there so we can worship them. You know what I'm saying? They want to be worshiped. So they control your media. They control your food. They control everything. So what you just showed us.
They want you to feel helpless.
Yeah.
So you look up to them and then ask.
They're just angels. They just
ask them to provide everything because you have nothing.
So when you see them stars come from the sky and hover over, that was Mount Hermon in Israel. Okay? So we're going to read that right there. Here we go. It says 200 who descended in the days of Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon. See that? That's Mount Hermon what I showed you.
Yeah.
That those angels, and it showed in that little movie skit of them falling from the sky, coming down as stars, and going around Mount Hermon. So that's them. They want you to worship them when these movies come on. That's the biggest thing. Like, wow.
Yeah.
And remember, they want to control your media. They need your energy looking at them hovering. They're like, we're their angels. Look, everybody's watching us. That's it.
That's why they call them Hollywood stars, right?
Okay, so I'm going to read. So we know that 200 of these fallen angels came down on earth. Okay, and we're going to go into what they was doing. We went into it a little bit last week, how they were called the Watchers and how they took themselves wise. So it says that, and all, which is the angels, and all the others together with them took unto themselves wise, and each chose for himself one, and they began to go in unto them and to defile themselves with them. So when these celestial angels left the heavenly realm, went down, and they said went unto them, they had sex with these humans. They even defiled themselves. Why did they defile themselves, Thomas? You know, why did they defile themselves?
Because they were doing things that were beneath them. They got it.
They were angels.
Yeah.
They're eternal beings. How are you going to go down when they have all this knowledge and mess with humans?
Yeah.
That our time is small, but they did, and these humans were actually the Creator's creation. They went down there and they messed up. You wasn't supposed to mess with the big guy's creation. That's his creation.
Right.
We are his creation. So it says, and they taught them. Here we go. Let me show you. I'm going to go into. People think that humans discovered everything. No. The angels taught the first humans on earth the things that we're dealing with today on a daily basis. Okay? So it says, and they taught them charms and enchantments. You know, enchantments, witchcraft. They taught them witchcraft. So they brought evil. These angels that fell showed humans how to do enchantments, spells, witchcraft, magic. Enchantments and the cutting of roots, and made them acquainted with plants. That's your marijuana. No, I'm gonna bust somebody's butt. I know I was gonna get some of it. So when it says plants, they showed them that plant, marijuana that grows on the earth, smoke this shit.
Yeah.
Get you high. So that's the plant. It ain't saying plants that grow. It's saying it shows them plants because everything is evil. So I mean, it said with plants because the plants is tied in with the enchantments. When you smoke bud, you're more spiritual.
Right.
You're more like, you see the Indians, they hit that bud pipe and they're ooh,
Yeah.
and they're all zoned out.
Right.
And you know, rappers, when they hit that weed, they can rap better.
Right.
And when girls are in a club, when they hit that blunt, they want to shake their ass at the strip club. Oh my God. I want to shake my ass and jump down from the pole, or you know, and they want to jiggle. But some people use it like for medicine, for healing. So it is good in some areas. But some people smoke bud and they do crazy stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they want to twerk, they want to dance, they want to tell you some super. Oh, I got a super revelation.
Yeah, I mean, it alters.
It alters the brain.
The brain. So that's a way of being able to. Possibly
Hold on, let me
prepare
finish.
your body for getting in contact with other beings, maybe.
So the fallen angels, let me read it again. And the fallen angels did this to the humans and made them acquainted with plants.
Yeah.
That's your marijuana.
Right.
They showed the humans how to smoke this bud that's growing in the earth.
So they were getting high too.
They had the knowledge.
Right.
Humans remember it was peace on the earth before they came.
Right.
And remember Adam and Eve was walking around butt naked. They didn't know what was going on. It was just chilling.
Yeah.
So they came down, and that's why that first world was destroyed. And they're still here today destroying this world with all the same thing, with technology, but it has got worse. We're dumbed down in our mind, but we're not dumb because we're able to see through facts of the book and bring it out on our podcast.
Right.
And this is what separates our podcast from everyone else's podcast. What did this have to do with comedy? Where our podcast is global now.
Yeah.
We want different type of fans. Can I get a hit? We don't want just comics. We want people from all over. We want historians to say, hey, Thomas and Agabar is on it. These guys are on it.
Yeah.
We don't want just that crowd of comics. We're thinking bigger than that, okay? So all you guys that are looking is like, what do they have to do with comics? No, this has to do with research, and this has to do with what's going on today. This is the biggest topic that's needed in the earth right now, what we're talking about. I don't care what anybody else saying, and we're not some professionals. We're just bringing it out because, you know, this is what we do here, you know? So if you got some input on this topic that we're talking about, the fallen angels, we want you guys to chime in and give us your input.
And I'd like to go to a quick little clip since we're talking about them coming down and mixing with mingling with the locals.
They are.
You know, freaking in the booty clubs.
Yes, they was. Having babies and all that.
Yeah, so
showing them how to smoke bud, how to do enchantments. They was back there smoking weed and rapping and saying they the next.
They were spitting.
They were spitting back then, and they were, you know. I'll keep reading once you find it. And they became whoa. This is in charms and enchantments and the cutting of roots and made them acquainted with plants. And then said, and they became pregnant. Who became pregnant, Thomas? God, the
God's creations.
The women. It said, and they became pregnant, and they bear what? After they became pregnant with these angels, they bear great, it says great giants. Whoa. Whose height was 3,000 L. So they
created superhumans.
That's
where a lot of these like comic books, Marvel and stuff, they were inspired by history. About stuff like this. I mean, there were people that had supernatural powers that were mixed with people from the sky.
But let me tell you, so you said the key thing, you said like these movies, Marvel action movies. These are your fallen angels because they control the media. So when they come out with Flash and all these guys, Iceman flying, they really want you to worship them. So they come out on movies like, put this movie up.
Yeah.
Remember, it's a delusion. So you think that's your superhero, but your superhero is a fallen angel.
Right.
Because they control everything you see.
Right.
So by your son in the room clapping and putting all his energy in this marble image, he's giving his energy, and that's how they get worship. when you up there clapping, yay,
Yeah.
you know, you oh, and everybody in the movie on one vibration. See, humans give out power when we're all like, have you ever seen us at like football games? You ever look at one of those football games, everybody's clapping, that's power. Like when that football player come out and everybody's like, you know, such and such, everybody, hey, that's energy that's up in the air, you know what I'm saying? So let me keep on reading. It says, this is a key thing right here. Check out what the children of these angels, when they went into humans, it says, and they became pregnant and they bare great giants. And it said, who consumed they said they consumed mankind. And it says, and when men could no longer sustain them, the giants, look, when men could no longer sustain these unnatural beings, these Nephilims, you know what I'm saying? It said that the giants turned against them and devoured mankind. So the angels that went, you elaborate, the angels that went into the humans, their babies came out as giants.
Yeah.
And the humans that was already running around, the other men, because there was other men around there, they couldn't sustain them, so they turned and started eating men.
Right.
That's what it said. It said, and I'm going to read it again. You can go ahead and elaborate. It says, the giants turned against them and devoured. What does devour mean? Devoured mankind.
It means that they consumed it. Everything was consumed immediately.
They just took over, eating everything. Yeah. You know, and then I'm going to read more. And they began to sin against birds and beasts and reptiles and fish, and to devour one another's flesh and drink the blood. They were getting it in.
Yeah.
This is the babies of these
blood orgies.
Yeah, like. Blood orgies. Okay, but then it says downwards, and Azazel taught men. So here's one of the angels. It said, and Azazel taught men to make what? Swords and knives. So humans did not know how to make weapons until the angels came down and showed them how to make swords and knives.
Yeah.
And they start killing. It said, and Azazel taught men to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates, and made known to them the metals and the art of working them, and bracelet and ornaments, and the use of all kind of things. Then it says, and the beautifying of the eyelids and all kinds of costly stones. See where it says, and the beautifying of the eyelids.
Yeah.
So they even showed the women how to wear makeup.
Yeah.
And the beautifying of the eyelids.
Right.
So they showed the women back there, put this makeup on.
Uh-huh.
And see, people don't know the power of a woman with them eyelids. You know, when they put that eyeliner up on her, you see a woman, she come and you be like, God dang, you know, like, woo, look at her with her eyeliner. Yeah. She can catch you with that.
Enhancement.
So they show women how to enhance themselves, how to put that eyeliner on. You ever seen them Egyptian girls shake their waist and they come with that eyeliner all the way back here? You be like, dang, there's something about that a man likes.
They're making themselves look like the fallen angels. They're making themselves look outer worldly. Like, oh.
And that's another thing. Like, I have nothing against a beautiful one, but that's another thing. Like, they don't know, like, when women wear tank tops and they're wearing these yoga pants and they're showing all their body, they don't know that a man is already, you know, we're our natural senses is to be like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They want us to be like, a woman wants us to be fair, like, don't look, don't touch.
Right.
But that's our nature. If we see you uncovered, then we're automatic like, oh my God.
Right.
You feel me what I'm trying to say? But mature men be like, we turn the other way. Like, it's natural. People don't know it's in our nature.
Right.
When a woman comes in,
it's like an instinct.
It's an instinct. And and I don't think women understand that instinct that men have. When you're walking around with these yoga pants or a tank top, you know, like when you wouldn't let your girl wear certain things at certain places. You cover up.
I make her wear the burqa. No. She's actually a full Muslim right now.
Yeah, right? So you know that's the whole thing. Yeah,
but you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, I can't be showing off all the goodies.
Yeah. So let's go to
Well, I did want to show this clip because it was great what we were talking about, and then we can kind of pause it and comment on it. So this is Agmar, this is a clip here where they talk about
In my book, there's a lot of genealogical research, going
How
back,
these
Dick's family, my
fallen
family,
angels
these heroic and
have
amazing tales of people who
been
went west.
empowered.
But one of the things I discovered is that
Illuminati.
Dick and Barack Obama are eighth cousins.
What?
Is that an amazing
Dick
thing?
Cheney's
Yes, if
wife.
you go back
Yeah.
8 generations, they have a common ancestor.
These spiritual beings have been
Wow,
ruling
you're
this
right on
planet through very specific
There it
bloodlines
is.
who long ago swore allegiance to these beings in exchange for wealth and power over the human race, in preparing the whole world
Whole
for the
world.
ultimate spiritual deception these evil entities have planned. These bloodlines are literally able to be traced by genealogists all the way back to ancient Sumer and Babylonia. And these human familiars or pets of the demonic
do all
angels
look alike,
have
too.
worshipped Satan and his minions under many forms from the time of Sumer right up to our present day.
Right up to our present day.
So there were new beings planted in the garden. Primarily, they had been created to function as sources of food for the collection of gods that had been possessed by evil. Secondarily, they were to be used as physical vessels to be possessed by the gods. Once possessed, they would be used to carry out evil's plan to spread death and destruction on earth.
Incest was practiced by ancient Egyptian royalty. Mothers married sons and brothers married.
I mean,
So yeah, these people stay in power. We call them people, they're fallen angels. They stay in power because they commit incest. They're inbreds.
Mhm.
I saw an inbred this weekend.
Mhm.
People do that because they have some type of demonic
demonic
thing in them to want to do that. That's not natural. And they keep their power by mothers and sons having a baby, or brother and sister,
Yeah.
and that's they end up looking a little different from doing this stuff. But
Can I
you want
just
to comment on that?
Yes, the video was very good. It's everything that we're talking about, right on point. I hope we bring out more next week.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk too much, but what I was trying to bring out, and that clip brought it out better
Yeah.
than the way I would have brought it out, is I was trying to show the people that when the fallen angels left the heavenly realm and they went in unto to women and bare forth giants, how do they exist today? They exist through rituals and possess humans.
Yeah.
Because now they're demons. So what they do is they need a body. That's what it says. So they go into these bodies like Hitler and all these people, and once they get into your body, you follow their plan, how to conquer the world. And how this video said even up until today.
Yeah.
They're here today.
Yeah.
They possess people. And if you notice, like with the Illuminati, there's rituals to join, there's blood sacrifice. These are these demons that's doing all these. Even in Mason, to be a Mason, there's different 33-degree Mason. There's different levels to be on, to be a high top Mason. And you have to sacrifice someone. There's killings, there's kidnappings, there's all kind of sacrifices. Yeah. So that's that. Thank you. That video was right on point. And it says that, so I'm going to continue reading, exposing the fallen angels. We're in the book of Enoch. It says that, which are there, the fallen angels, Enoch calls them watchers. It's because in heaven they were supposed to be watching the humans, not going down there having sex with them. They're just supposed to be watchers.
Yeah, don't touch.
Don't touch. So it says the watchers of the heavens who have
That's
left.
the watcher.
Yep, that's it. The watchers of the heaven who have left the high heaven, the holy eternal place, and have defiled themselves with women, and have done as the children of earth do, and have taken unto themselves wives. So they was not supposed to come down and take on themselves wives. Now these angels that did this, the first 200, they are afraid. They're afraid of God because they were up there. Now they messed up. And it says that they went and spoke to them all together, and they were all afraid, and fear and trembling seized them, because they know what they did was bad.
It's bad, yeah.
They came down there and they had sex with these women.
Yeah.
And see, they don't get to repent like us.
Drank their blood.
No, they don't get to repent because they're eternal.
Yeah.
So they're going to go into the abyss, into fire. See, but when we mess up, we can get on our knees and you live and be like, whatever faith you are, you can be forgiven.
Right.
But they don't get to be forgiven because they were eternal. They know everything. So that's why they're afraid. They're like, dang, so they're bound. The first 200 fallen angels are bound, but their children are the ones that's running the world now because they're wild.
Yeah.
And they're not physical. They're demons coming. We're more spirit than physical. We have a spirit inside our body.
Right. But these people have demonic genetics.
Exactly. Can I read a little bit more on the fallen angels?
Of course.
It says that you can elaborate and stop me anytime. We're in page 33. So it says about the fallen angels. It says, and though ye were holy, spiritual living the eternal life. So they was living the eternal life. These watchers, these fallen angels, which are their children are the Nephilims, you have defiled yourselves with the blood of women and have begotten children with the blood of flesh. And as the children of men have lusted after flesh and blood, as those also do who die and perish. Now here we go, verse 8. And now the giants who are produced from the spirits and flesh shall be called evil spirits upon the earth. These are their children.
Yeah.
It said the giants. So the fallen angels that came down and slept with these women bear forth giants. And now that's why I said they're spirits now. So they're roaming the earth as spirits, and they possess you and they get inside you and they have you do their tasks. One world order.
Yeah.
They all have a mission.
Yeah.
So it says, and now the giants who are produced from the spirits and the flesh shall be called evil spirits upon the earth, and on the earth shall be their dwelling. Evil spirits dwelling upon the earth. Let me jump down and say, and the spirits of the giants, this is what they do: afflict, oppress, destroy, attack, do battle, and work destruction on the earth and cause trouble. They take no food, but nevertheless hungry and thirst, and against the children of men and against the women. See that? And see, people be thinking that we're some conspiracy theory, or who you vote for. You vote for Trump, or you vote for the next president, whoever. There's a bigger guy that's bigger than everybody else that wants to destroy Trump and whoever and everybody else.
Right.
It's saying the children.
Yeah.
They want to destroy you because they're running out of time. They're mad at these humans. Remember, back then they was eating up flesh. They was doing all that. So we're just bringing it out and letting the people know that there's the hand behind the puppet. You hear it says, and the spirits of the giants, they afflict, destroy, and they want to kill men. Okay. That's all I wanted to go into today, Thomas. We're going to do episode 3. You down?
Yeah, before we go,
ahead,
I just had this quick clip. Because you
It's like
had
9
said
o'clock.
something.
Yeah.
You had said something great about, it's bigger than presidents and stuff like that. But some of these, some of the presidents are a part of this.
Yeah, that's
this
what I'm saying,
bloodline. So it was always rumored. People had theories, but then you can prove it. It's no longer a conspiracy after that. It's real. So we go ahead and show you this young girl. She went ahead and for school did her own research, had her 8-year-old grandmother, and they did the DNA searches and traced all this together to where you can trace the bloodline.
On the school watch tonight, the story of a 7th grader from Salinas who claims to have made a major discovery about President Obama. She and her grandfather say that President Obama is related to all but one U.S. president. We get more tonight from Action News reporter Felix Cortez, who's live in our Salinas newsroom.
Well, Dan, the youngster spent the summer, really all summer, tracing the family tree of our presidents. Her conclusion that all the presidents, with the exception of one, share the same grandfather.
Well, first it started off with George Washington at the top, and then it goes to John Adams, Thomas Jefferson.
11-year-old Bridget Davigno says she's made a first-of-its-kind discovery that President Obama and all the presidents before him, with the exception of one, are related and descendants of a former king of England.
No, they are all cousins,
Oh, I see.
and they're grandsons of John Lackland.
Davigno says she spent countless hours on the internet over the summer researching the lineage of our presidents, a project that started with her trying to trace her own family tree.
But I'm the first historian to do all of that stuff. I'm very glad I got this done, and I think it will turn out to be a success.
The Monte Vista Christian 7th grader has written President Obama to tell him the presidents before him are his cousins. She hopes to present this family tree chart personally to the president. But Bridget has her skeptics, including this reporter, her biggest supporter and firm believer that Obama is a descendant of a former king of England is no doubt her mother.
If you have a child, and they 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 have a child, all we're saying, all she's saying is this guy.
And all this is just a family tree.
Wait, 25th, 27th, depending on what line it is, he created all this family. So do I believe it? Yes. It's hard, but it's true.
Well, Mom said it. Hard to believe, but you got to give the little girl an A+, or at least trying to do that and trying to accomplish that feat. And by the way, Bridget has concluded she's the 11th cousin of President Obama. Dan.
All right. Very good. Thank you, Felix. So who is the one that President Barack Obama is not related to, according to the 7th grader? Martin Van Buren, 8th president of the United States, first U.S. president born in the U.S. Van Buren was a widowed farmer and tavern keeper from New York who helped form the Democratic Party. Served one term as president. His ancestry is Dutch. And according to the Salinas 7th grader, all of the other presidents are of English ancestry.
There you have it. I mean, said it's hard to believe, but it's true. And even the news guy at the end was still skeptical when she said, "Oh, this is facts. We did the research. We proved it. They're all related to the same king of England. It's everybody's great grandfather."
Yeah,
they kept it all in the family.
Yeah, that's. I mean, she did her research, and that's what she came up with.
Yeah,
you know, that's what we're here to. We don't debunk anything when somebody do their research and bring it out there. You know, so with that, do you have anything else to say?
Well,
any shows coming up or any open mics? I mean, we ain't even been on the scene.
I think we're going to be announcing some shows probably coming up for South by Southwest, which is about 2 weeks away now. It's March 1st today.
So you actually went up there and did a show with. You just did an open mic. That was a show you went up to.
A showcase we did
with
yesterday in Texas City with Anthony.
Anthony, you went? How did you guys do? How did it go?
It was Colin's first showcase. So it was a lot of fun. Like I said, it was a trip.
How many comments?
It was 6 of us. We all went
out
rocked
there. It good.
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough crowd. I mean, these were biker gangs, real racist, like inbreds. Like we were really.
You went up there to do comedy, Thomas? I thought you went on another mission. You went up there with Anthony, that show he had.
Yeah.
Good job, man.
And I walked the crowd because I called them all out. Like my first set, we did 2 sets too.
In one night?
Yeah. So the first set, it went well. I had some pretty good jokes that got them laughing, but there were still people talking. It was real rowdy.
It's rowdy.
Yeah, everybody else was really tough to kind of get everyone's attention. Because they're like, who the hell are these Austin, Austin queers coming in here to tell us some bullshit, so whatever. So the second time, I'm like, I'm going to call these people out,
Yeah.
And, they walked out once I started calling them white supremacists.
Yeah.
I said, hey guys, I guess this is my second time accidentally attending a white supremacist rally.
Did you?
Yeah.
You silly. Oh my
That got their attention.
Wow. Y'all, good job, man. Y'all really
But yeah, no, it was fun. It was quite the trip, and we got a lot of material from it because it was quite the story. And for them, for some of those guys, it was their first show being out on the road. So
who all went?
thanks to Anthony Zamora, shout out to him for putting the show together and hosting it. And he's got some family out there that knows people that run the venue there. So yeah, it was a great time, and we all had a little get together back at the Airbnb and just, you know, hung out and laughed our asses off about everything that just happened.
Y'all had fun. Oh my God. Great job. Well, folks, I'm Agabar the Comic, and thank you guys for chiming in to our podcast. We'll see you next week with episode 3 of Exposing the Fallen Angels, Children, which are the Nephilims. Now that we're learning more about them, they're the giants, are their fathers are actually the original angels that left the heavenly realm and came down and slept with humans and bare forth giants. And we know that through our research that they're evil spirits today, and they possess people to do their plan.
That's absolutely right. That this is this is, like we always said, a juicy topic, a meaty topic. This is something that we enjoy talking about and letting people, you know, we're giving y'all the option to chime in if you want to talk to us. We put the link out there. Anytime you guys want to ask questions, you're always welcome to come on. We're doing our research. We have books, some great sources. I mean, this is a book out of the Bible, the Enoch. This is from the Torah. Mm-hmm. This guy wrote some of the most credential conspiracy books about JFK with nothing but facts, and you know, it's no longer a theory when you can back it up with factual information. But please keep tuning in. Like us on Facebook. Follow us. We've been putting our stuff. We back on YouTube now. We're streaming on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So if you guys want to like our YouTube channel, subscribe and share it with your friends. Again, this is what we're on right now. There's no telling what we're gonna do when we conclude this saga on the Illuminati and the fallen angels.
I like it.
But this is something we always like to talk about. And we are comedians. This is Comic Conversations. I'm Thomas Siska, Agabar the Comic. Again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace.